Hey there folks, welcome back to another high level design tutorial. Today I'm going to be looking at adding an interactive Google map to your high level website or funnels in order to provide a more professional and user-friendly experience. Now, HighLevel's page builder does already offer the ability to add a map to your pages, but it's not the prettiest thing, basically a static image, which is not what users have come to expect with a map. What we're bringing to the table is a fully interactive Google map, and with a tiny bit of polishing, a hint of code and a smidge of CSS, we can turn it into the perfect map for your pages. And don't fret, even if you're not a coding pro, you can totally keep up. It's mostly copy and paste. Let's get started on this journey to map-tastic greatness. So here I am inside the HighLevel page builder, and I'll be using one of our professionally designed templates just for this demo. Maps generally appear at the bottom, so I'm going to pop one in right here. And first off, we have to add a section, then we go in and add a row, standard practice, and then finally an element. I just want to show you the high level map, which you can see has got very little styling ability over here. You are allowed to open up the search box and find your location, which will change the look of the map, but ultimately it's just going to look like that. It's not interactive, you can't scroll about it, and it's not ideal. People have come to expect something better from their maps on web pages. So what we're going to do next is add an interactive Google map and then just style it to fit the page perfectly. So I shall delete this element, and instead we're going to add in a code element. The code you need to enter into this element needs to be taken from Google. First up, you want to find the business you are using the Google map for. In this case, I've just Googled a gym in New York, Dog Pound Gym, and you need to come up here and click on the map, visible there. Now the next page, you'll see this button here, the option to share. Just simply click on that and then come over to here and click embed a map, and it will give you the code that you need to enter into HighLevel. So just copy that HTML and we go back to our page, open up the code editor and paste the code in here. And if you click save, you'll get a preview of what it looks like. As you can see, we now have this interactive map in place that allows us to find out more information on the business, which is ideal, but it's not the right size we need at the moment. So what I'm going to do is go back into the page builder, open up the code editor and change the width to 100%, and we'll also drop the height down to 400. Any larger it can look a little strange on mobile. Click save. Okay, if we go back to our page and we'll do a refresh, you can see we've now got a much better size for our map. Now, you could consider this acceptable if that's the view you're looking for, but what I like to do is have a full width map, and there are a couple of steps we need to do in order to make that happen. Return to the page builder, select the section you require, and if you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll see allow rows to take entire width. So what we want to do is turn that on, and just for clarity we're going to view that again. As you can see, the map has now stretched out to be the full width of the page, but there's still these borders around the edges, which obviously isn't the perfection that we're looking for. Once again, we return to the page builder, and what you'll need to do is remove any padding and margins around the particular elements that contain this map. So this is our column, and we're going to take off, set all of these to 0, and we'll move out to our row, and we need to set all of these to 0, and finally our section, and set all the paddings and the margins to 0. We're going to do another preview. As you can see, we're getting closer to the desired results, but we still have a small gap here, one at the bottom and one at this side. In order to fix that, we need to apply a bit of CSS. Returning to the page builder, we now need to grab the IDs of first the column. So if you click on the column for this, come over to advanced and copy that bit of code. We're just going to go into the CSS up here, which is this little paintbrush, and just paste that in there. Next, we'll add a very small bit of CSS code, just like so. And click save. And if we preview this again. You can see we've lost our gap around the edges. There's still one small one at the bottom, so returning to the page builder, we're just going to grab the section below and move that up by 5 pixels and preview again. And there you go, we have the perfect map on desktop view. But what about mobile view? So if I open up the page inspector, which you don't need to do, I'm just using this as an example to show you. Once it's in mobile view, you will see these lines have returned. This is just HighLevel adding an extra bit of padding to the row in order to make it look better on mobile. So what we can do to fix that is return to the page builder. What we need to do is select the row that this is contained in, but it's hard to get hold of because we've removed all the padding around everything. So simply come over here to your layers and click on page. If you find the section that you need, I believe this is the one, yep, simply click on this row and come back over to advanced, copy the CSS ID, go back to your custom code, and you need to place a comma in there just to separate the styles and paste the code in there. Click save again, and one last preview. We have our map. Again, we have our map on desktop, but I'll return once again to the inspector, and you'll be able to see that in mobile it fits perfectly as well. So there you have it, the perfect scrollable interactive map with details about the business as well, that's full width and looks fantastic on both desktop and mobile. Now obviously I've shown you a step-by-step. You don't need to do all of this if you're doing it in real life. I'd just go straight into the page builder, get stuck in, remove all the paddings, add in the code, and you don't need to keep previewing it over and over again. I just wanted to give you an example of how this system works so you get a better understanding of designing in HighLevel. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel as there'll be plenty more to come. Until the next time.